It's time now for our Ask the Doctor segment. You can call in to our phone lines at 334-420-9732 to ask your medical questions to Dr. Brian Sellers. Dr. Sellers, thanks for joining us. We're going to go straight to the phone lines today. We already have a caller on the line. We go to Ed from Montgomery. Ed, what's your question?
Dr. Sellers, I'm at a dilemma. The VA sent me to a foot doctor to see about pain in my, and he said that I need to see a vascular surgeon. But when I told my doctor at the VA that, they scheduled something where they put cream on your legs and they rub some kind of thing across it, and then my doctor at the VA called me back and said, "There's nothing wrong with the circulation in your legs." What should I do? I'm at a dilemma. One doctor says I need to see a vascular surgeon. Another one says there's nothing wrong with the circulation in my legs. What's up?
Yeah, it's really hard for me to comment on that. It's not being involved in your care and not knowing what the physical exam findings are, and those kind of things. So it's really hard to make a judgment call on what kind of treatment you would need. That's a tough question. There's not really a straightforward answer. The way the VA system works is all of your referrals, as you know, have to go from your primary care VA doctor. So, Ed, I wish I had a good answer for you on that one, but I'm sorry I don't. Can you tell me what kind of symptoms you're having in your foot?
I was having numbness and pain in my toes, and I've got veins on top of my foot showing.
Sure.
That's about it. But the foot doctor says, "I can't do nothing for you. Go see a vascular surgeon."
Sure. When you walk, do your calves hurt or cramp, or does your foot hurt when you walk?
No, my foot doesn't hurt when I walk. What was the other question you asked?
Do your calves cramp when you walk, or do they give out on you?
No. No.
So when they rubbed the cream on your leg, did they do an ultrasound? Did they have a tech there that was running a probe up and down your leg?
Yes, that's what they did, an ultrasound.
Sure. So the ultrasound is a good first line test to look for blockages in the arteries in the legs. And without having access to that information, I could say that if the study was pretty normal, then that may be why your VA doctor was hesitant to send you to a specialist. Without having that information, it's hard for me to really comment or say. But I think from what you're describing, it sounds like they probably did an arterial ultrasound, and the results were probably good enough that you didn't feel like you needed the extra care. But that's something that you're gonna have to kind of take up with them, unfortunately, and see what they have to say. Just what I would encourage you to do would be the same thing we encourage everybody to do. You have to have open, honest conversations with your doctor. If there's a point of conflict or something you're unhappy with, you just got to tell them and just talk about it and see what you can come to. Okay?
Okay. Thank you very much.
Yes, sir.
Thank you for calling, Ed. We hope you feel better. Let's go to Joseph now from Montgomery. Joseph, what's your question?
Oh, yes, I got a question on the medical cannabis. If this is so good for the patients, why is the state is holding up on issuing a license for the patients to get the medical marijuana and for the treatment?
Medical marijuana. So the benefits of that are something that are still being studied. We do know from experience that some people with certain medical issues do have benefit from using marijuana, and there are actually pills that you can take that have the same active substance as marijuana. Now, that's a complicated issue. When you start talking about legalizing marijuana, it's not as straightforward as treating it like another drug, because if you smoke it, you're also inhaling smoke, which is similar to the effects of tobacco and tobacco smoke. So it's a big issue. But are you from Alabama as well?
Yes.
Yeah. So you understand that Alabama politics also kind of works at a slower pace sometimes, and sometimes that's just the way it needs to be. And medical marijuana is not a straightforward question. But I do get that question often about people who, especially with chronic pain, who get some pretty significant benefit from those kind of things. It's just one of those things that's in limbo. I wish I had a good answer for you on that one too.
Thanks for calling, Joseph. We know he's referring to medical marijuana, which has been legalized in Alabama for certain conditions, but the process to get that to patients has been held up a little bit because of the process to license the people who will be producing it and distributing it. So it's been a little slow going with that process, and that's still held up right now. After the break, we're going to continue our Ask the Doctor segment. If you have a medical question, call 334-420-9732.